All right, so you're trying to tell me that the city of Mount Vernon required you to put that gate up.
That is correct.
But no fence.
No fence.
So I'm Dominic, this is Ray, and we are sitting in the middle of Ray's new development on Waugh Road in Mount Vernon. What is this place called?
It's called Waugh Road Condos.
I gave him a hard time earlier, but I love the original name, Waugh Road. How many units are here?
11 units.
11 units. And how long did it take to build them?
1 year.
1 year, it's like from the purchase of the land to...
Well, no, for the purchase of the land was June of 2024. Some permitting stuff had to be done. Then the development work, the earthwork first, and then we actually started construction in January 2025.
And so now, this year they were just completed?
They were completed in November of 2025.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's about a year of actual building.
Yeah, about a year of actual building.
All right, so I wanted to ask you today about, obviously this is a beautiful little spot here, but what are some of the challenges? I don't think people know what goes on behind the scenes of building something, because we just see oh, there's some heavy equipment. Oh, they're starting to build. What does it actually look like from your end? What are things that come up, like that gate, for example, that you maybe don't foresee or cost you, or maybe put costs in there that it's not really predictable, right?
Well, the first challenge really is the permitting process, which can take, depending on the jurisdiction, it can take anywhere from a few months to 2 years. So
typically, you don't start permitting until you own the property?
Not necessarily. Sometimes we can start permitting before. So for example, this project was owned by a developer out of Canada. He started the permitting process. He got us pretty close before we purchased.
How long do you think you owned the property while the permits were still going through?
4 months.
Okay, so
5 months?
I want to make sure I understand it correctly. So 4 or 5 months of owning this property where I'm assuming you're paying interest and stuff on loans for the property, or how does that work?
Depending on the property, sometimes we are able to acquire the property with investors' money, partners' money, but the actual construction of the units more often than not requires a construction loan.
So the longer everything takes,
yeah,
the higher the cost.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you were telling me earlier about there was a similar development in Ferndale you did.
Correct.
That's fairly similar. What are the differences? Just from a simple man's point of view, how many units, what's the difference with the property?
So this is 11 units. That property is 44 units. We started building that property in 2019. We put the first units on the market in March of 2020, 3 days before the state shut down because of COVID.
And then you couldn't sell for a little while there. You couldn't actually close.
7 months we just sat there twiddling our thumbs because no one was buying. Everyone was fearful. It's a global pandemic. But towards the end of 2020, we started seeing some sales, and 2021 was a phenomenal year. So that project had actually 3 different types of units. Most of them were these same exact units.
The average cost of those, what was the average sale cost of a comparable unit to these?
So those units cost $100,000 less to build than these ones do now.
So in 5 years' time,
yep,
these same units,
exact same units,
cost $100,000
more to build. Yeah.
What were the differences? How does it cost $100,000 more?
So mostly it was due to inflation, but also in 2024 when the tariffs came into effect, that made a big difference in the cost of the units. So for example, if you see that first building over there, that's a 4-plex.
Yeah, and this is a 3, right?
And this is a 3-plex. The roofing on this building costs $5,000 more than the roofing on that building because the roofing on that building went in before the tariffs took effect.
All right, so I'm not good at math here, but I'm assuming there's more roofing square footage on the 4-plex, than there is on the 3-plex.
That is correct.
And you're saying a quarter less roofing, $5,000 more
in cost. Yeah.
What other things did you see that inflated the most or cost changed the most between those two
varies.
projects?
I mean, lumber's always the big one because lumber, building any of these units requires a lot of lumber.
Yeah.
And that goes up and down. But again, from COVID onward, it's just steadily risen. Sheet metal's another one. Rebar, concrete. The cost of concrete was huge, and as you can see with all these walkways and driveways and whatnot, a lot of concrete.
What are some of the added costs that just didn't quite make sense or were really unpredictable, not related to inflation?
So when I do the landscaping, I try to do drought resistant because even though we live in Washington, we get plenty of rain.
That's why my grass is this color for a couple months. The end of summer.
It costs a lot to water these plants and keep them healthy. But the city of Mount Vernon on this project required a very extensive landscaping plan, which increased the cost quite a bit from initially what we thought we would have. So those are costs that, you kind of know they're coming, but you don't anticipate how high they're going to be until you actually get the work started.
Right.
Labor's been a big challenge as well. I mean, there's no problem in finding my trades that I work with have been with me for 7-8 years since I moved to Washington, but their costs have gone up quite a bit. And again, cost of living has gone up, so they have to increase, their fees that they charge us.
So when people see a project like this, maybe costing a little bit more than what they would want, it's not because you're just rolling in $100 bills at home. It's just because there's literally very specific costs that have increased in ways you couldn't even predict.
So example, when we build these units, we're targeting first-time home buyers. People can get in at an affordable price.
Yeah.
Because most often than not, homes are in the $800 to $1 million range. So these condos, which are in the $550 range, you can get in, and I try to do all the upgrades. So when you purchase this unit, there's not much more that you're going to want to do. So for example, a Ring doorbell back in 2023 was $70. It's now $140. So you start adding these $100 bucks,
double.
$100 here, $200 here, $5,000 here, and all of a sudden you can see why the cost of these units has increased by $100,000 over the course of 3 years.
So the Ring doorbell brings up something. So that's maybe not a standard thing that most builders would have in the house. What are a couple other things you've put in the homes or outside of the homes that aren't typical? So
Ring doorbells, under cabinet lighting, floor to ceiling tile shower in the master bedrooms, dual shower heads, like a regular shower head and a rain head.
So you
washer
really
dryers included.
Did a little washer and dryers.
Washer and dryers included.
A
fridge is included.
A lot of times I don't see fridges.
Garbage disposal is included.
So it's well done inside. You're not
I
buying
like to think so.
The bare minimum.
It's not a bare minimum. It's not like an apartment building or an apartment complex. It is an actual upgraded home. Even like the pad under the carpet is upgraded from like a 6-pound pad to an 8-pound pad, so it's softer on the feet. Reading lights on each side of the master bedroom where you put your bed.
Yeah.
So you're not disturbing your partner if you want to. I like to read late at night. You're not disturbing your partner. You can just switch on your own reading light.
Like you're reading, like, what is it? Building for Dummies? Is
that
right.
But, when you have millions of dollars in construction loans, definitely there's sleeping nights. Every month on the first, that interest payment has to go, whether you've sold units or not.
Yeah.
So that is one thing that does keep me up at night. But that is a part of the business. It's a cost of doing business. We could not put $5-6 million into these units without a construction loan. So
right.
That's an anticipated cost. We just hope that we're able to pay that off sooner than later.
What do you like about this little development here? What was something you're like, I was really proud of blank?
Well, it's nice and quiet. It's small. I mean, it's all. You have a major street that's maybe 30 yards away.
Yeah, College Way is right there.
College Way is right there. You have Skagit Valley College right by there.
Yeah, you can
walk
there.
But this is off of Waugh Road. It's a quiet road. I mean, there's some traffic, but it's like kind of tucked away and it's nice and neat and all the buildings. So when we try to do these developments, these condo developments, I like to make a small little community kind of thing. That's
like a park and everything.
Yeah, you got a little park. You're on this side, you're closed off by a fence, and you have these 2 gates. Yeah, they have Centennial Trail that goes up to Bakerview Park, so there's some recreation close by.
Right, and that's right here.
Right there,
yeah.
Well, a lot of times people they view these multifamily condos as apartments, and so they're walking in, and when they hear the price tag, they're like, "What? That's quite a bit for something that's got a shared wall." But most apartments are quite different than what we do. When we're talking about a shared wall, we have used materials that reduce the noise that you get from shared walls.
So like sound dampening, like insulation and stuff.
Yeah. We have a 2-hour firewall between each of these units. But that fire barrier also acts as a sound barrier.
Yeah.
We conducted a test in the Ferndale project right when the first unit started selling, where we had one unit that was occupied.
We sold it to a drummer.
No. They cranked the music, the TV to like 100, and you could barely hear it in the unit next door. So before that couple purchased, they wanted to try
see the difference.
Test, yeah.
So this condo association here, are they taking care of the exterior maintenance, or are these more like townhomes where the owners take care of the maintenance?
The association takes care of all the exterior maintenance, the landscaping, the wetlands maintenance, water. That's all covered by the association.
So really, when you're buying this, you're also like peace of mind of low maintenance property.
Yeah, if there's a problem with the roof or the gutters, the association pays for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it comes out of your dues, and we have a
nothing's
system
free,
built.
guys.
Yeah, we have a system built in. There's reserves, so every month, 10% of the HOA fees go into reserves. So
and
that
there's
you
a
can
long
anticipate for
study
something.
that was done to show that all those reserves are going to be sufficient.
Sufficient enough. Yeah. It's like a roof. It's like 30 years usually, but another thing we did is instead of putting asphalt in between the buildings, we put concrete, which costs a lot more money. Asphalt every 5 years, you're going to see cracks, and you're going to have to start repairing it. Concrete, you should be good for 20 years before you see something.
Again, high quality.
High quality, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also no limit on short-term rentals. If you want to do like an Airbnb,
You could do an Airbnb in one of these.
you can. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's kind of cool actually. So obviously this is done. You're selling these. What's a future project that's underway already or that you're planning for?
We've got 3 projects that we're working on in Whatcom County.
Okay.
They're almost identical to what we have here. The building design has changed a little bit, in that we put a balcony on the second floor as well.
Okay.
The deck on the first floor. But these 3 projects we've been working on for over a year in Whatcom County, and we're still running into a lot of hurdles.
Are any of them being built currently?
Not yet. We
Okay.
have not received permits yet. We're working on
Gotcha.
them.
Gotcha.
And they range from 45 unit project to 120 unit project.
Jeez, that's a lot of homes. The permit process, how long have those been working on permits for the different projects?
On those, almost over a year. On all of them.
And do you guys own the land already on those?
We do, yep.
Oh, so it's costing money.
It costs me money, yeah.
Yeah.
I just finished writing property tax checks. It was quite a bit.
Why is Ray crying?
Yeah, holding costs are because we still got to pay property taxes, maintenance of the, even though it's vacant land, you still got to maintain it.
And then of course the money's tied up into that land.
Exactly.
It's not liquid.
It's not liquid, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm excited to see those. We maybe talk again once you've got permits on them and
Sounds good.
have some excavators in the background or something. Dude, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.